Welcome to the world of the Garageless. No roof, no rules, no chains on me. I was built for the streets, born to be free. From dusk to dawn, yeah, we run this mess.
Alright, so we're going to get this transmission pulled out. We're going to find out if I did any design flaws in redoing the frame here. And see if the transmission you can even pull out or not. That would be a bummer. And it just basically mean, well, I'd have to either modify whatever's hitting, or I guess you just never be pulling the transmission out without pulling the fucking motor, which would completely defeat the purpose. But yeah, so I got one more bolt in there. I did go through and I did everything, kind of pretended like I had panels and everything on there. The only one that's a problem is the bolt that's still in there, right there, the very tippy top, just because you can't see it. But if you got enough extensions, you could definitely run it this full length. So I'd say it's still pretty fine, but I think I might make the, I guess when I design the trans tunnel, the top of it, I'll figure out a way to make it so you just remove it. So for ease, it probably wouldn't be the worst thing to do, honestly. So yeah, we'll probably do that. Yeah, we're gonna pop that one out. Me and Paul are gonna get this thing pulled out of here, and yeah, let's do that. All right, so we did some CAD. Oh, it fell apart. Did some CAD. Got this one cut out. And then we've got these two prepped. Got to make those. I gotta make this one where it goes out to here. Then we'll probably end up welding. So I put a bend here, but I think I'm gonna put a piece of tubing on that side to shoot the cross, and then that way we have a spot to do some Lexan too. So yeah, we'll do this across on that side, probably with some extra piping from over here, and then yeah, we'll do another piece right here. And then this will be all across here. And then we'll start doing some Lexan stuff down in here. So this one will be solid. Then all of this will be see-through. In the trans tunnel there, we'll do, it'll probably be a solid as well. I don't think it makes any sense for it to be Lexan, so I'm pretty sure it will be solid. So we'll have to weld some nuts onto the backside of these for the mid plate, because unfortunately you have to pull the mid plate in order to pull the motor, which kind of sucks. Whatever, is what it is. But yeah, at least you ain't got to mess with this or the steering or any of that stuff, so that's good. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow I'll hopefully get all of this done, get that one done, get these two done, and then try and get this whole cowl piece done, and then get this welded in as well. And then it's just a matter of figuring out how the heck we're gonna make. I think I'm gonna take like this flat stock right here, and I'll make windows, basically like window frames, so that way you can just weld the window frames in. Then now we got a 1-inch slip all the way around. Might actually, before we end up putting them in, might actually go ahead and drill them out for Lexan so they're ready to rock. Yeah, theoretically I should probably make 2 windows per one, so that way you can sandwich them, but I don't know if I'm going to do that yet. I might just, because I'm already going to silicone them in, so I might just do silicone and then Nutserts on all of them, because I want them to be interchangeable, because I will probably sandblast the crap out of them with road debris. So, but yeah, we're getting there. There's a good bit of room in here as well to work, so that's always good. We'll have the all the brake reservoirs and clutch reservoir will be right here. But yeah, it's starting to look like a car, so that's always a good sign.
My wheels turning, no gears grinding, no switching lanes. I'm autopilot, turning ground in this deep cloudy. Tip to the side and we're getting rowdy. We don't want none, 1v1. If it hadn't been my name, only that'd be the day that I take to the grave. I don't really wanna play these games that I play. Put on my name, put me on a plane. I don't give a damn if you're here for the stage, cause I'm looking from the ground. Just a roll that I pay, take hope to the name of my Nova flame, cause I go insane. Cause I built the tactics, every other day was a day to practice. Get a little book, take no scholastics. Now we on track, that's acrobatics. I'ma shift my shit, no automatics. And I gotta have it, cause this ain't habit. It don't wanna take me back to the days when I never had shit. Brand new me with a brand new list this year. I'ma take about 30 more trips. Brand new chick with a brand new whip. With a two-tone paint, that's an E46. Then another 240 and I'm turning my shorty and I'm only 26. I ain't never turned 30, I was gonna be another little beating boy. What you know about that flavor flake. Got 2 world chains, these shady braids. Couldn't hide my face in the fastest lane. Couldn't find my pace. Game of change and you stayed in place. In heaven's name, I'ma get this money. I'ma count the green. I'ma glue the face, no one know your name, but I think it's Nick. I was born to die, so I live the race. I'ma push it to the limit every time I get up in it. I ain't never gonna quit it, cause I always wanna win it. And I feel a little different, cause I wrote it, we didn't hit it, but I had to wake up. Yeah, I had to wake up. And it's my time, so you gotta wake up. Yeah, you gotta wake up. Yeah, you gotta wake up.
Alright, we got that side. It's fully welded across the top. Just tacked in on the bottom bits. Everything's drilled out for Nutserts. The only one that's going to be probably fun to put a Nutsert in is going to be this one. That's probably going to suck if you can even see it with this thing in the way. We got that thing holding it up just because so that way the cowl looks nice and uniformish. And then, yeah, so we'll get... Probably going to do this panel next just because I want to see the cowl done. And then we'll probably do this one, and then we'll start the really fun one, going around that air jack. Gonna have to get kind of fancy to try and figure out how the hell we're gonna do that one, but we'll figure it out. I got plans.
No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it.
Getting this floor panel done. Well, this one's I guess the trans tunnel part of it. Because I plan to make this panel actually get used a lot. Well, I guess hopefully not a lot, but if I need to remove the transmission, I can unbolt this panel, which will be Lexan. I can unbolt that, then I'll be able to reach up in there and get access to the top bolts on the trans. So we'll get that welded in. We already got this panel welded in. I already have this panel made.
It's right here under my feet.
Over there. So that one's got to go in here, but we still got to put a window in it. Yeah. So once we get all those done, then I might actually go through and seam seal all of the inside here. Yeah, I mean we got a lot of rib nuts to put in as well. So, and then yeah, once we seam seal it, then once paint comes, then I can need some paint on there. And yeah, for right now, this will be the next one. Should be a lot more fun because there's kind of a big gap going on, but I had the same gappage going on the other one. I can get it bended in and looking good. So.
Got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're worth my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel.
So we've kind of come to the conclusion. I mean, I guess 2 pumps is better than 1, I think. So, plus it looks cool. I designed it so that way we'd be able to make them symmetrical. We'll probably end up doing another tank down below. Not sure if I'm going to do another 3 gallon. I could go smaller. I guess we'll see what I end up doing when we get to that. For right now, we're gonna get this in there and go from there. Because at least this would air up the system. This will just fill it up twice as fast, I think, is the science. So yeah, so we'll get some, same thing we did on that side, take some flat stock, put some Nutserts in it, get this thing bolted on or tacked on, and then pull her off, put her back on about 300 times, and then she should be good. And then we'll pump this guy into here, we'll take this guy out. I'll have to probably try and find some of these, but like in a T. Or I guess I could get another one of these and then run these guys into those, and then I'd have another loop to go down. Something of that nature. We'll figure it out. So, yep, let's do it.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future. We all start losers. We're all late bloomers. Gotta struggle through the sewer. What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go.
All right. So, just spent a good bit of time figuring out how I wanted to wire in the dual air compressors. Got them both in there, and then welded up a mount for the 2 relays. So there's a relay for each one, because each one does about, I think it said 23, 24, 26 amps, something around there. So these are rated for 30 continuous, 40 on a one hit. Welded on a tab for ground. So now I have a nice little grounding spot. And yeah, seems to be working pretty good. So this is the trigger for those relays. So you push a button for 12 volts. They'll kick on. And then this red or this purple wire goes up to the switch. It's 175 on. It was shutting off at like 199-ish area, so 200 psi off. And yeah, seems to work pretty good. Both are running, and it takes about like 2 minutes to bring her all the way up. And yeah, so not too bad. It does kick on right away. As soon as you lift up the back ones, it'll kick on right away. The only thing to really fix that would be to add in another tank. I haven't decided fully whether I want to do that or not. I guess we'll probably really decide that once I get all of them back in there, and then decide if that's a big enough issue. I feel like it's not as big of an issue just because it was filling it from that, you know, that empty to full pretty damn fast. So not too bad. But yeah, Gavin over there, he's been my filmer. Make sure you check out his socials. Check out Instagram. That shit's on there. Usually I tag him on any of my Instagram posts. So, yeah, I guess that's the gist. I've got the panel for this floor. I just ADHD said I'm done doing that for a little bit. But we got that panel in, this panel in. This one will be really nice for, like I said, having access to the transmission, so I don't have to remove or make a removable transmission top, so that'll be nice. But yeah, all this stuff's in there. Might go ahead and, I guess depending on what time it is, might bust out the seam sealer and start seam sealing every one of these nooks and crannies. So that way, once my paint shows up, I can go ahead and hit it with some paint. And yeah, should be fun. Then we'll, I got to do this still. That seat's, this side's welded in. Or at least, welded. It's got a pretty sizable tack on them, so they're not going anywhere. Once I pull the seat out, I will go through and reinforce and make sure that stuff's in there real good and but yeah, I think that's about all I got. I think that's about all I've gotten done today. So, yeah, not too bad. We'll have nice access views for the suspension turning and all that cool stuff. So it should be pretty nifty. Oh yeah, I guess we can get some Nutserts in. I think I'm going to teach Gavin how to install some Nutserts. So, yeah, that's the plan. Well, we're over here on break while we reverse the roles here. Cameraman's on the tools now.
If your feet fall through the floor of the car, this video never existed.
Yeah, he's Flintstoning right now. So, I think that's the last Nutsert he's getting in there right now.
Yeah,
so that side's all Nutserted up. Other than where he's standing, we'll have to get this panel. I got to bead roll it, cut it out, and that one will go in too. And then yeah, so I prematurely opened up the seam sealer, started seam sealing before I realized I had to pull all this crap out. Got to clean all this stuff. I do notice I got a couple of spots I need to weld from when they welded in the tubes. So I gotta just finish welding those. We'll be good to go. And then, yeah, then I'll give her the old brake clean and seam seal everything I can see, and it'll be ready for paint when paint shows up tomorrow. So, yeah, too easy.
So a riv nut is basically like a stationary nut for a bolt. So a bolt would screw into that, and this little thing gets compressed. It's hard to show. I don't know what you can or can't see. Yeah, there you go. So it like squeezes that thing and clamps itself to the metal, so that way a bolt could be screwed into that. Fucking good old Steve-O over here taught me how to do that today. So that's pretty sweet.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad,
Yeah.
baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad, chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back, I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me, ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact, give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious, I'ma go cause something, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame. Yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star.
Alright, so got all this painted, seam sealed, all that good stuff. Seam sealer on the inside. Boom, got that all looking good. I think I'm gonna get motor ready to go in, so I gotta pop this we gotta pop the water block off. It's, it's just literally just sitting on there basically. So we gotta pop that off, pull off the mid plate, and then I guess it'd be the front plate, whatever. But we gotta pull that off, put the gaskets in for the water pump, put this all on, and then we can get this thing tossed back in. So let's do that.
Gonna live it up on the attack, baby I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life, I'm crazy, I'm mad. Do it no cap, only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed, baby I'm bad, baby I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Water rocks on the side, I'm living up on the attack, baby I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life, I'm crazy, I'm mad. Do it no cap, only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed, baby I'm bad, baby I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Water rocks on the side, I'm living up on the attack.
All right, that is a motor back in there with a firewall. Not bad. I still gotta go through and grind down this weld across, and then obviously you need some paint back on there. Not a big deal. That's doable. And we gotta put trans back in, all that typical good stuff. But I got to wait on. I need the bleeder hose, and then I also need a line that's gonna go from there to a bulkhead that will run up to the clutch pedal. So I need those 2 lines, then I can get those put in there, and then it could go back in. So until then, I guess I don't know what I'm gonna work on next, I suppose. I know I have everything to get the exhaust on for reals, because the headers can go on for real. The crossover can't go on for real. I have to weld on wastegate flanges, which I have those fancy things for Motion Raceworks to weld on. In the white boxes, or those 2 white boxes there, I've got 2, I think they're 44mm wastegates, so we got 2 of those. We'll weld on each one of those. But yeah, we're getting there. Alright, just busted out, getting those TIG welded on. As you can tell, I don't know how to lay dimes, but it'll hold. So, considering this is what they did, this is what I did. Beautiful. But yeah, so we got both those welded on. They ain't going nowhere. We'll get these wastegates tossed back on, and yeah, then those are on. One step closer. All right, so kind of did a bunch of just random crap. So we got charge pipes back on. I may modify this one. I actually might modify this one as well, because this one's a really tight fit. I think I might just cut it and put a coupler in it, kind of like the hatch has, just so that way if you were to fucking hit something, there's some flex, or the boot could rip, so instead of just a pipe crumpling. So yeah, everything fits in here. It's just really tight. But theoretically, if I were to clock this up, we might be able to extend this up or whatever, and maybe get a little bit better clearances on things. Wastegate in itself is going to be fun to kind of snake out of there, but I think it should do. I got the trim this fender, the lip out of it. All right, ADHD, and then we got the drain on there. So we got all that on there. So now really all I got left on the front here for turbo related is I need oil feed, oil drain, and all we got to do is connect to there on the timing cover. So shouldn't be too bad. It's definitely gonna be downhill the whole way. So let's see here. You can see the tip here, and then the tip over there. Those two gotta reach each other. It's not too bad. We can make the coolant ones as well. That one's gonna be into there to there, and then that one goes down to there. It's gonna be fun to make those lines, but they should work, so that's all that really matters here. Yeah. So we got the headers are on for realsies. This lower side theoretically is on for realsies. Doesn't really need to come back off. I do need to remake this mount, so I gotta cut this mount off and remake it and make it go to here. So it just helps support all that since it's all solid mounted. So at least get that supported since it is a decent sized turbo. But yeah, Sweet. Progress. All right. That is a motor back in there with a firewall. Not bad. I still got to go through and grind down this weld across. And then obviously you need some paint back on there. Not a big deal. That's doable. And we got to put trans back in. All that typical good stuff. But I got to wait on. I need the bleeder hose, and then I also need a line that's going to go from there to a bulkhead that will run up to the clutch pedal. So I need those 2 lines, then I can get those put in there, and then it could go back in. So until then, I guess I don't know what I'm going to work on next, I suppose. I know I have everything to get the exhaust on for reals, because the headers can go on for real. The crossover can't go on for real. I have to weld on wastegate flanges, which I have those fancy things for Motion Raceworks to weld on. In the white boxes, or those 2 white boxes there, I've got 2, I think they're 44mm wastegates, so we got 2 of those. We'll weld on each one of those. But yeah, we're getting there. All right, so kind of did a bunch of just random crap. So we got charge pipes back on. I may modify this one. I actually might modify this one as well because this one's a really tight fit. I think I might just cut it and put a coupler in it, kind of like the hatch has, just so that way if you were to fucking hit something, there's some flex, or the boot could rip. So instead of just a pipe crumpling. So yeah, everything fits in here. It's just really tight. But theoretically, if I were to clock this up, we might be able to extend this up or whatever and maybe get a little bit better clearances on things. Wastegate in itself is going to be fun to kind of snake out of there, but I think it should do. I got the trim this fender, the lip out of it. All right, ADHD. And then we got the drain on there. So we got all that on there. So now really all I got left on the front here for turbo related is I need oil feed, oil drain. And all we got to do is connect to there on the timing cover. So shouldn't be too bad. It's definitely going to be downhill the whole way. So let's see here. You can see the tip here and then the tip over there. Those two got to reach each other. It's not too bad. We can make the coolant ones as well. That one's going to be into there to there, and then that one goes down to there. It's going to be fun to make those lines, but they should work, so that's all that really matters here. Yeah. So we got the headers are on for realsies. This lower side theoretically is on for realsies. Doesn't really need to come back off. I do need to remake this mount, so I gotta cut this mount off and remake it and make it go to here. So it just helps support all that since it's all solid mounted. So at least get that supported since it is a decent sized turbo. But yeah, sweet progress. All right, so Paul's been working on a concept we kind of came up with, a shift light shifter. So got it 3D printed. We're doing. Oh, okay, all right. I'm getting a little bit more RGB. So yeah, we're just doing like a test right now to see how it looks. It looks pretty sick. So the backside is where the strip is. So not too bad. I think that looks just fine. But yeah, that looks pretty sick. Should be cool. And then inevitably, at some point, we will obviously make it do the shift light thing. So we'll go with RPM, or could throttle, whatever we opt to do for doing that. We got a lot to figure out to do to be able to do that. But we'll get this. Who are we going through? Is it Sencut Said?
Yeah.
So we'll get this.
No, PCB way.
PCB way. So we'll hit them up, and I'll get this. These plastic pieces, the blue ones. We'll get those made out of aluminum, and then yeah, I'm actually gonna probably have them what the heck is that called? Coated in gold or whatever. Yeah, gold plated. So, I mean, they got anodizing too, so, but I'm pretty sure I'm just going to gold plate it, because why not? So, and then, yeah, it bolts right on the T56 on both sides, so that should do pretty good. Too easy. Alright, so made a crap ton of progress. Filmed none of it. I think Gavin might have grabbed some rollers from yesterday, or B-roll, but I don't think I grabbed it. But yeah, let me get this flipped around. Alright, so floor's done. Both seats are mounted. This one's just out because I was building this battery box. So, battery box is done. It's bolted in there. It is not going nowhere. So I think I'm going to have Paul 3D print a cover, a plastic cover. I'll probably make a plastic shim to go down this side because it is red top 3478, so it's got side posts and top posts. The side post, I went ahead and put a battery maintainer onto it, and the top post we'll use the normal way. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I just got this thing mounted in there, and go ahead and get the battery put in there and bolt it down. And then I got the holly harness laid out. What else did I do? I did have to do some finagling with lines over here, just for the battery's sake, is what it is. Transmission's in. We're getting this sent out to send now because it would have taken like forever for us to get the other one, I guess. So, but yeah. Let's see here. I don't know if I talked about wastegates, but wastegates are on there. I got the coolant lines made. I got to order the fittings to do the oil drain, but I got them laid out with some old ones that I had, so those should work good. Yeah, I think that is the update. So let's get this battery tossed in. All right, got that just sitting back in there. We got ourselves a battery box with battery in it. Not bad. Even got the maintainer plugged in, so that's pretty tits. Now we just gotta make the rest. So but now I have the central location for that. So that was the last thing I needed before we start running wiring. So we'll start getting the chassis harness and all that stuff laid in. I gotta get this mounted from Premium Race Electronics. It's their body harness. I got the 8 button. And then it's their battery relocation kit. And then yeah, got all their harnesses in there. My Holly's in there as well. So, but yeah, once that happens, we'll I gotta get this mounted, get the buttons mounted. Then we're kind of at that point where it's just connect point A to point B. So we're getting there. We're just on to wiring and fuel lines. Coolant lines are actually pretty done. I think there's just one AN6 back here I got to make. But yeah, then obviously go through and tighten everything. I still need to make the mount on the back side. It's all there. I just need to weld it on and all that stuff. Yeah, then we got to make brake lines, clutch line. So I ordered in some of the clutch line stuff's chilling here in the pile. So we should be good to get. I want to get the clutch done. So that way that's done. But we got to pull the trans out one more time, get the lines put on. Once we find out where those go, I'll do the bulkhead through the firewall, and then run the line to the clutch master. So let's get to, well, I guess there's nothing really to get to, but that's all stuff I got to get done. So, and then, yeah, should be able to hear this thing run in no time. So, sweet. All right. Doing my best to take a perfectly good harness and fuck it all up. So, as you can tell, we're going ahead unwrapping all this crap so I can unfuck it. I mean, well, it was perfectly unfucked, but no, I'm fucking it up to unfuck it. Catch what I'm saying? So, the IEC was just a little bit short, so I'm just going to delume all this. We'll make our own lengths out of this stuff because I already planned to put a bulkhead on this firewall, so that way it's just as easy as twisting a thing, and then you can pull the motor without having to unconnect all the wires. Same thing we have in everything we've put it in, because they're freaking awesome. So Basically, my game plan is get everything routed, or I'm going to get everything unwrapped, get everything routed. Really hoping I don't have to cut and splice anything. And then I can just kind of lay it all out. We'll get it all taped back up. And then there will be some really long wires, some really short wires. And we'll just have to cut and make them all equal length again as I slowly, one wire at a time, put them through the bulkhead. So let's make that happen. Let's make this look a lot better. All right, so don't really have particular length on this one. It's probably a little excessive, honestly, but we could probably coil it up into the harness in there once we get this mounted. So I'm not worried about this one. Cool and temp sensor, not probably the greatest routing. Could probably squeeze her in between there if I really wanted to. Now our IAC is the same length with the TPMS, so that's good. And then we got our fuel, which will reach over there. I'll probably just put a T in there with this, or I can put another one in line somewhere. So I guess I don't really know where I'll put it yet, but we got that one in there. All my cam position, crank position, the ignition coils, the fuel injectors, all that stuff is nicely hidden. This is your fuel injector one, kind of rolls down the back down to here. And then this side's ignition coils, and then the other one's over there. Map sensor, I gotta put a different pigtail on it. My game plan, I'm thinking right now, is we're gonna run it through right here. I'll drill a hole, we'll put that bulkhead right there, and then we'll just, start cutting wires about here, and should be able to form them there. Might have to get a little shorter with these fuel injector and the crank one, but we'll deal with that when we get there. First things first, probably just getting all these ones, then we'll do these last couple for the cranks, just so that way it's not getting pushed out to the header. Worst case scenario, I'll make a shield of some sort, or wrap this part of the header back here. Either way, so yeah, bulkhead will come through there. It'll come out right there. Then we can just run the wires up through here. So you can kind of see some of the stuff going on there. That'll all be hidden right behind here probably. So yeah, not too bad. Other than the two grounds that are right there that will go onto the head where that bolt is. So yeah, not bad. All right, IEC, TPS, all kind of routed good. Got all these routed good. We got the coils there, map sensors up there, just got to put a different pin on it. Cam's down in there, crank is down there, fuel injectors right there, and we're gonna run it through right here. We'll put a bulkhead right there, and then yeah, we'll run it up along there. Should do good. All right, so kind of been monkeying with this stuff. So we got, I just made the whole mount for the Holley HP. Pretty fancy. Probably way over engineered than I needed to, but it's sturdy. It ain't going nowhere. So got the two mounts there. They go up into those, the tube. This guy goes up to here. That's all welded. And then same thing right there, and that's welded as well. And there's a T in here as well. So this thing is very rigid. I was afraid to do from here to the firewall just because I feel like if you were to crash, it could probably fuck that thing up. So just opted to mount it to one bar and call it good. We got the PRE setup, their chassis harness in there. It's let's see here. Yeah, so it's just laying in there right now. I did eliminate the ignition that they had going on there. Keep it simple. We'll just put a toggle switch. And then the buttons are mounted up there. So that's looking pretty good. The only thing I gotta well, actually I got a lot to do, but I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do a brake switch, a clutch switch. Need a brake switch for this, clutch switch so we can do two-step and launch control and no lift shift and all that good stuff. So But obviously there's no parameters for that on this Willwood setup, so we'll have to fab up something to hold the switch, and that'll be fun. But yeah, we're gonna, oh, and instead of having the going through here with like a toggle switch to start it, we're gonna do one of these buttons up here to do the starting, because you can make it do a momentary, so that's cool. But yeah, and then we also got the screen mounted for the Davies Craig's water pump. It'll control my fans and my water pump, so that will be sweet. Yeah, I guess that's all I got for this update here. So yeah, got that. I guess the floors, I don't think I filmed any of that, but we got the floors in there. Gavin was working on that the other day, and yeah, he made some templates. Then I cut them out, drilled the holes, and then he went through and screwed them all down. So looking pretty sweet. So yeah, all right, that's all I got. All right, just got done doing all the wiring for basically the air system. So we got the wires ran up. I gotta do still loom all this, but we got this here. Up is lifting, down is lowering. Got all this in there. Looks pretty good. Now if you press this button, fans will kick on, or not fans, compressors will kick on. We can see the air is raising. And then, yeah, should be able to lift the car. Let's get this thing lowered. By the time we get it lowered, it'll probably be aired up. So not too bad. I might work on something to try and beautify that. Not the most beautiful thing, but okay. This thing's sitting on the ground. Chilling at 125. We'll lift the front first, which should be the top one. We need more ugga-duggas. Make sure I'm not hitting nothing. What are we sitting at? 103. Okay, so front's up. Passenger side must be heavier. I guess the turbo is real heavy. Oh, we got a decent leak too going on. Yeah, not bad. So we get this thing to lift all the way up. I feel like this might be all the way up on this side, is it? That might be all the way up. It just looks really crooked. Why? Oops. Oh, now it done did it. Alright, got the rack ends tossed in because the ones that it came with, where the hell are they? Down there. Those are not right. This rack doesn't have alignment thingies on it, so I had to get some of these. Unfortunately for me, those things were 180 bucks. Emotional damage. But yeah, got those in there. Just eyeballed the alignment. Got some angle. Looks pretty sick. So But yeah, so that's done. Then I made sure this thing was actually tightened down. I'm going to be building, I have bulkheads coming, and I'm going to do a plate that will bolt to here, and it's going to come to here, and it's going to have a -8 and I think 3 AN6s. So we'll have a -8 feed, 6 return, 6 power steering, high pressure, and a -6 return. So I do need to figure out where I'm going to put the cooler. I need to figure out where I'm going to put it and what cooler I'm going to put. So just haven't decided quite yet. So yeah, not bad. All right, so figure before I'm completely done with it, finishing up this bulkhead here. This little bit here I got to lop off there, but just got these last bit on this side. I need to strip back this other one. This would be your crank signal. So once I get that done, then I'll wrap this aluminum foil, whatever have you, back around all of this. I'm going to slide the shrink tubing I got there down over it, just to try and keep any interference out of it. It's what I've done in the any of the micro squirts or any of that stuff, and I haven't had any interference issues. So hopefully we don't run into any issues from cutting and shortening the cam and crank sensors. So go ahead and get these put in. So this thing just works by giving this thing a twist, and that's that simple. So when you want to pull the engine out, you just twist that and boom, pull it out, and you can do all the harness. You can plug all of these when it's actually out, and that's pretty nice and easy. So yep, we'll get these tossed into one of these empty holes there, and then we obviously got to get those done, and then that is done. I got some of these 90s here. They fold up. Should make it look a million times more presentable. So pretty excited for that, actually. I've never used one of these before, so just wanted to make sure. I just really didn't want this thing just chilling like this with all these right there getting blasted by the tire. So I think that should help protect them. So yep, let's get this thing finished up. All right, so got the intake off right now just because tomorrow, I'm already done for the day, so I got a bunch done today. Tomorrow, get the engine harness done, and so I want to swap out this like thick 3/8 crap with that little 1/4 inch stuff, make it look a lot better because that looks like shit. So yeah, we'll get that swapped out, get everything loomed up, and then I got all of, well, I guess we're getting there. Let's see here. So now it's got a remote turn on. Flip that on, push our button, turns that stuff on. Then if you press this, that turns on the compressors, and then it turns on this. If you turn this one, it turns on the water pump. And then if you press this one, I believe, should still be on. Yep. Flips our ECU on, and then turns our dash on. So, sweet. We are getting closer and closer and closer. This, really been a big fan of this chassis harness. That's definitely made my life a lot easier. I don't have to monkey with any of this main chassis stuff. It's just been a matter of getting it laying in there and making it look nice. Usually I believe this should be mounted way over there, so I kind of had to bunch up some stuff. That's why it's like coiled up right here. We got it all to the back there. I think we got it pretty clean for what I got. I am questioning about this one. This one bothers me a little bit, so, but yeah. Flip that off, turn that off, and then, yeah. And then we got main battery cable for the starter. That's ran, that's up there. The start, like the trigger, isn't hooked up yet. I'll be hooking that up once there's oil in it. There's no oil in it. I got to order a dipstick because there's no dipstick. So once I get the dipstick, I'll put some oil in it just so that's done. We have our Low Dollar Sports oil pressure sensor in there with the adapter. So I just got that swapped out. I'm running a LS3 map sensor, so we just depinned this and then cut the wires, put the new pins on, and wired in the new map sensor, because this one has the map sensor on the backside there. But yeah, the water pump one is just wired to go on. All of the wires are right here. I need to extend them all, but none of them are long enough, so I got to get them to the back. Considering the temp sensor is in the swirl pot over there, the water pump is obviously right below the radiator, so kind of far from that. I got one more big wire that needs to run into here, and that is for the power steering pump, but I don't have that harness yet. So yeah, I think I went over all of it. Steam port we'll do tomorrow. I'll get the harness done. We'll get the intake back on for real, and then just be that much closer to a first start. I do got to make the battery cable from the starter to the alternator. Then that's done. Ooh, I'll have to figure out my wiring for the alternator. So yeah, gotta figure that guy out. It should just be a one wire, but I'll have to figure that out before I wire up my whole harness, even though I already went and loomed it all up. So glad I just thought of that right now. That's awesome. I love that for me. So, but yeah, that's the update.
Live it up on the attack, baby I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life, I'm crazy, I'm mad. Do it no cap, only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed, baby I'm bad, baby I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Put a rock star on the side, live it up on the attack, baby I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life, I'm crazy, I'm mad. Do it no cap, only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed, baby I'm bad.
Alright, so quick update. A bunch of crap I've already accomplished that I didn't film nothing of because I'm just been kind of just knocking stuff out. But yeah, we got AccuSump mounted, fuel lines ran, we got the bulkhead down there. Right now I'm working on rewiring. So this harness that I got from it is like there's no bulkhead. It just had a normal connector. And I'm adding in a flanged bulkhead. So I'm adding in this flanged bulkhead. I'm basically depinning what was in there, which would have been this. We're moving from the same pins into here, so that way if I ever have any issues and I need to troubleshoot, I can still use precision or I don't know how to say precision. Here. I can use their schematics and I'll know exactly what pin does what, especially considering this side is all white, so definitely don't want to mess with that stuff. So, moving them from pin to pin, and yeah, getting that swapped over right now. And then yeah, that'll go right there. Bolts right in, too easy. And then it bolts in from. It goes this way in, and then bolts from this side. So that way you could remove this harness, and you could remove this harness. I made this one so the clip was on the outside, so this would be way easier to remove. If I want to remove that front harness, all it is just boop, and then just disconnect. Too easy. So I'll be rerunning some of the, there's another harness that gets run to the back that's going forward with this harness. Let me pull this thing. So that one I will be making up my own. So big one goes forward, But this little one here is going to have, what was that, 5 wires. So these 5 wires, I might even run the ground back through too, just so that way I can run the ground into here and ground it in here. So that way, literally no ground. All you'd have to do is disconnect all of these. And then, yeah, so we'll run this guy. Probably both of these. Run these back. And then we'll obviously cut them and run them into this. So this is a 12-wire bulkhead, whereas stock we had 8-wire. So if I have enough, I'll run the ground through, and then obviously all 5. And then these will go through here, and they get ran to the back to do the taillight harness. So sweet. Let's see, what else did I do? Start getting fans wired. I got my relays in for the fuel pumps and the fans. Obviously, I still got to finish wiring them. I started wiring the fans, so those are getting there. Trying to think if I have anything else. I don't think so. I got a crap ton of heat sleeves. Just because I want to put that stuff over all of the lines that are running through the frame rails, just to make sure that they cannot rub through. And got some -8 line there, so I can get, so everything is done up here line wise. The only thing I think I have, I got to do AccuSump, and I got to do the turbo feed line. Other than that, she's good. We churned it over. It was building pressure on the dash, so we got oil pressure. Oh, forgot. The other day wanted me to do something nice and simple. I was like, oh, we'll just install this, you know, oil filter, oil. Why can I not think of it? Dipstick. That's because I'm a dipstick. So, yeah, wanted to put the dipstick in, go to put it in. Well, if you know anything about aluminum LM4s, they don't have a spot in the block. It's in the oil pan. Well, guess what? My oil pan doesn't have that. So, I got to make me a custom long drill bit, so that way I could boop down through there. I had to drop the subframe, drop the oil pan, so that way I could catch all of the shavings, because boy does it make shavings. You can see them all over the floor right there. So yeah, but yeah, now we got ourselves a nice little dipstick. So she's got oil in it and a dipstick, so that's cool. Hydro got mounted. We got all of the Lexan in there. The air jacks are working. Yeah, I think we're getting there. Slowly but surely, we are knocking things out. We are getting closer and closer. A lot left to do, but we are getting closer. Clutch pedal works. I do need to reinforce the pedal box here. Basically, I need to run a piece of steel from there up to this tube on both sides, just because when you push on it, it's a heavy clutch. It's flexing down, so we'll have to do that. Not a big deal. Kind of figured I was going to have to do something of that nature, so not an issue. So, but yeah, we'll keep going at this and get that knocked out and just keep knocking out stuff. So that's all I got. All right. Been a while since I filmed anything. Got a drive shaft. That's neat. What else did I do? Power steering's in there. It's working. It's got a dash. It runs. It's got coolant in it. All that good shit. And then I don't know why, but somehow I got a bug in my head, and I was like, these are not gonna do. And somehow I had to go buy me some 3-piece wheels. So we're gonna get these things. Well, they're already pulled apart. We got barrels. I just measured for this one, so I gotta order new lips, because those are 3-inch lips, and the 3-inch lips fit perfect in the back, so that's nice. So we got some, we can put some meats in the back here, because we got 10 wides in the back, and then up front I'll have 1.5-inch lips, and I don't know what that's gonna math out to, but whatever. Would it be like 8.5s? Whatever 10 minus 1.5 is. So yeah, so we'll have some 8.5s up front, which is cool. That'll work out good. We've got good clearance on all of this. It hits this just a little bit, but it's like dang near right when it's at bump stop, so not a big deal. We'll just back that out just a smidge so it doesn't rub on here, and that won't be a problem. Yeah, we got all our bulkheads in. Power steering is all ran up, all that stuff. Hydro's in, it's plumbed in. The rear brake lines are plumbed in. They're just not, I need a line from a T in the back to the front. This side, I just did the front brake lines here, where they're mounted to here. And it comes out here, so I got to measure from here up to here and order that line. I ordered the lines for here as well, where it's going to come out of this bulkhead, and then to here, and then there's a T that'll go in, and that's where that will run to the other one. So once we have all those, then just bleed the brakes, and then we'll have ourselves some, we'll have a running, driving, stopping car. Then it's just a matter of making it look absolutely insane. And I have a feeling these wheels are going to do that, because I don't know if you noticed, but they are sweet. We're probably going to do, I haven't really decided yet, but game plan right now is just to get them stripped down. I'm pretty certain I'm probably just going to hit them with some super chrome and call it a day. So we'll just do chrome centers, even though like in this image it does look pretty good with like that gray. I don't know what we'll do. We'll figure it out. I think I might have some of the chrome. We'll see what I have. I know it won't be blue or red, because fuck those colors. So, but yeah, I got this guy all heating up here with the old I think it's like Stripper 9000. So we're firing up the old Stripper 9000, and we'll get these faces stripped down, and once a good bit of it's off of them, it'll break down that powder coat, make it nice and malleable, and yeah.
You gotta check out the VS though.
Yeah, there's some work, what the heck are they, the Rezac ones. So I'm not a super like fanboy of all that stuff. I don't know them like the back of my hand. They just look sick, so I was like, cool, we'll take them. Say less. So, yeah, like I said, get these stripped down, get them blasted, get them powder coated. Then we'll get them all put back together and all that good stuff. I do have the tires for the back. I mean, theoretically, I have tires for the front, too. It's just a matter of whether I'm going to be able to what wheels I'm going to put on there. Honestly, we'll probably, I don't know. Because I could run them square. We have 245s in the back here. Gets us this kind of fitment on, I'm pretty sure these are 9.5s. I don't know. Do they say on the back of them?
Probably. I hope so.
Yep, they're 9s. So, that's the fitment we got going on in the back with 245s. So we're going to have probably this stretch going on in the back. So we might just rock some 225s up front with the 245s in the back. Call it a day. I've got plenty of them still, so sweet. All right, that's the update. All right, so got those stripped, this guy stripped, and then this guy I just sandblasted. So looks real nice. We're ready for powder coat. I already ordered the powder. Powder should be here probably, I'm guessing probably like Tuesday or Wednesday, some of that nature. So next weekend's project will be powder coat these. Try and get 2 of the wheels put together, because they'll fit on the back. And then once the wheels are put together, tires on them, we will probably get the rear suspension all buttoned up, get all the nuts on the bolts, and tighten up everything, and test out Paul's alignment thing. So, yeah, it's pretty sweet. Stripped, and before sandblasting, and sandblasted. accelerating. Woo! Backfire. Ah! My leg. Yeah, fire. That thing's fucking. Hey, yeah, go ahead. right, so just got done getting this guy torqued up and sealed. I opted for this. This is what I saw on a couple of them, so we went with this. It is called the right stuff, so it's got to be the right stuff. Done. Just makes sense. So we did some thread locker on every one of the bolts, and we hit them with the old Ugga-Duggas, and then went through and double checked them with the torque wrench. And then got a tire on this one, and fitment looks nice. This isn't the fitment. When it's on the ground, it looks good. It gets down to here. We'll probably lower it another inch, and then we'll be good. That'll be perfect fitment for what I want. So we'll get that done. Basically, I'll get the tire thrown on this one, get that on the other side, and then we will. Tomorrow, I think my plan will be to try and get all the rear suspension, start getting that tightened up, and start trying to get this to its final form. So, yeah, that's the plan. That's the progress. Alright, so this is kind of not like what the other side looked like, but it's not good, to say the least. So we went ahead and redid the other side. I probably should have filmed it because it definitely looked a lot different. But yeah, this thing is whack. This is as high as that one is. I mean, I also pounded apparently more, but yeah, it's rubbing right there. So we'll go ahead and do my best to make this side look like what I did on this side. I'm sure somebody's going to say this is terrible too, but I don't give a shit. It's underneath the fucking thing. But we've got so much clearance. So, and then I just reliefed this in. This was not great to begin with. So it was already dented to shit, so I just kind of embraced and I put some dents in there, kind of like derby guys do. So, which will add some rigidity to it. So there's a nice crease here. Should be nice and strong now. So, but yeah, got all this done. We'll toss this fucking over fender back on for now, and then go to the other side and start trying to make that not like this, or like this. Jesus Christ. That's how excited I am. All right, so per the usual, as you've seen about 30 times in this fucking video, didn't film shit. We are getting really fucking close. Really close. I've actually already driven it once. But yeah, we'll get flipped around and I'll point out all the things that have changed since I just finished what you just watched. So let me give you the last update. And then this goes out and hopefully you enjoyed it. So, did some wiring last night, got that done. AccuSump is hooked up. We got ourselves that beautiful alternator on there. Belts on there, that's all good. I got the wastegates done, the dumps. Vacuum lines are all done up. Got some 4 PSI springs in there. Got some fire sleeve on there, kind of protect some stuff. Yeah, so we got dual wastegate set up. Throttle cable is done. Windshield came in. Oh yeah. Got the 1.5-inch lips on the front. Fitment's on point. We will be lowering it down 1 inch. Then the back. I did get both sides done with the clearance thing. So that's good because first drive we took a nice chunk out of the wheel. So that's nice. On the inside, I actually just moved the switches that were here. It just bothered me. I didn't like it. So gauge is now up on there. Switches are still chilling right here. I got two. I'm going to weld on a tab right here and put them right there. I think that would look good. Harnesses are in. I don't think anything else changed back here. I just did the new version of this thing. This thing's pretty sick. It's got a little voltage thing on it. It's a battery cutoff. So, but yeah. So we got that. Shut it off. Bleeds out. Power there. Then Paul went ahead and 3D printed some buttons for me. So all these things are labeled. My turn signals and headlights and all that stuff. Got that switch up here. I still need to mount it. That was what I was doing yesterday. Power steering works. Another electric power steering. The controller is actually right there. This little knob right here. Paul 3D printed out the new and final dash mount for mounting the next gen. Let's see, anything else? Don't think so. Got all that. Seats chilling up there. I just had it out because you literally can't fucking work on anything in this thing. I still need to pull the fucking water pump. One of the two of the connections were leaking on the first time, and then I took them off, resealed them, and one of them stopped leaking. The other is still leaking, so now I gotta fucking pull that shit out again. It's actually very upsetting. I hate coolant with a passion. So, yeah. So we gotta get that one done. Get that leak figured out. But yeah, now we got the LED clear taillights. Kind of a regret. I'm not a big fan of that because you can see the yellow PCB board. Kind of stupid. You'd think they would have used white at least. Yeah, quarter panels are on. We got doors roughed in, which work nicely. All the trims, all that stuff, got that figured out. Started mounting got fenders mounted yesterday, and the bumper. So I got fender washer here, which kind of just holds this in line, which is fine because I plan to do those down the side to hold on the Lexan, and then obviously the recorder. Then we got these two. There's nothing on the sides yet. We'll be doing those next. I made up a little bash bar that is right under here, so it holds up the bumper, so that's nice. And then there's some rods that come up to these, and they hold there. There's a crap ton of these just because this stuff's super flexible. So if you didn't put them so tightly, could have done pieces of metal between them, sure, but hypothetically, you won't have to remove any of this. You would just remove it. Design flaw in my brain. I wanted to be able to just pull this thing on and off, so I put them inside of sleeves right there, and yeah, they're splayed out like this, so you can't pull them out. They'd have to be like literally perfectly straight in order for you to pull them out. So, oops. So didn't think about that one, but I have an idea. I think that might work. Basically, I'll cut like this tube in half, and then we can just put a bolt through it. Theoretically, I only have to do one, because then if you do one, then you should be able to just slide this one out. So I'm going to get that one to be free. We should be able to slide it out. So we'll do that one, because this one's a little covered up by a bunch of crap. So yeah, so there's that. And then got some fake Gantadors from Tate. And these ones are a little beat up, so I actually ordered in some new ones. I really don't like how much they angle up. The new ones we're kind of hoping are like the old ones, because if they're like these old ones and they come apart in two pieces, we should be able to, when I say we, Paul, because he's much better with the 3D printing stuff than I. So this bolts onto here. Well, if Paul, 3D prints a thing where the gap is like this, now the mirror isn't going to be so cockeyed up. It'll be nice and level. So as long as it's like this, where these three screws screw that onto there, and this is a separate piece, it'll be very easy for us to do what I just said. So again, Paul, we just dreamt up the dream. So, but yeah, I believe that is the gist. We are getting very close. Basically, at this point, all I need to do is, there's a lot, but like for here, gotta get the fender and the bumper going through. There's going to be a bracket or like a support tube that goes from the frame all the way out to here, kind of like the hatch, if you remember that one. And it'll basically have 2 bolts goes through here, and it will hold all of it together. So do that on both sides. Side skirts got to go on. We'll have 2 through here. Sum up that, and then 2 again in the back. And that's the plan for the side skirts. Back bumper, I still need to figure out. I have the back bumper. I just don't know if I want to run the back bumper yet. I think it looks cool without it. So, and then I actually picked up another 2 pairs, or not 2 pairs, just another pair of some work Rezacs. So I have some spares. Game plan is to try and make these drift spares, but the problem we're running into is that's really narrow. So I don't think it would work. Not without doing a crap ton of swapping around. Basically, I'd have to buy new barrels for these because these are way too thin. So buy new barrels for these. So these could become the fronts. So then I'd have to take the lips off of these ones, put them on here, and then I have an extra set of 3-inch lips that would go on that one. You confused yet? Because I am. But yeah. The Lexan windshield came in. I actually didn't get hit too hard on the tariffs on that one. I think only was like $100 on tariffs. But the freaking side windows, the quarter panel and the back window, that thing was like $400 something in tariffs. Oof. And the funny part is, this is literally all I'm using. I already had the back window, and I don't plan to run side windows now at this point. Maybe later, but as right now, we're not going to run any. The car's a little too race car, so it's not dry enough because it doesn't have a sunroof, and I'm not putting anything up there to keep crap out. So we'll be running it as is. It's pretty open concept. It'll be great in the rain, even though I really do not want to drive this thing in the rain. So, but yeah, other than that, I got nothing. You know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. Sorry I haven't uploaded. But this is a nice long one of basically the whole build process, damn near, of tubecoupe. There's a couple episodes right before it, but this is a very satisfying episode if you actually watch it all the way to the end. If you watch it to the end, I want to see tubecoupe in the comment section. So hopefully catch you guys at a track, get you guys right along. It'll be worth it. It'll be sick, considering this is literally going to be your view. You literally get to see the wheel moving, everything. Maybe even the blocks scatter out the side, that could be cool. So, yeah.